Silver lining in cooled down housing market is homebuyer affordability. Combination of a strong job market and moderate home price growth could entice buyers to return. Now, check this out, guys. This article basically explains itself, right? Basically, we know that mortgage rates went up. We know that there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market. We know that basically the housing market has come to a stop, right? People are not buying. Homes are sitting in the market longer and longer and longer. Prices are coming down. Now, what is the silver lining of prices coming down? Basically, we have now better home buyer affordability. Remember, we still have a strong job market. We have very low unemployment. Now, it doesn't mean these people are making hand over fist. No, but they are employed, which is something really important. The only issue to combat that is that we have high inflation. So whatever it is they think they're making, if they got a raise, basically it gets sucked by the price of living, right? You know, you go to the grocery store, everything is more expensive. Energy is more expensive. Rent is more expensive. So everything is in generally more expensive. So, it really sucks all the money that people are the extra money that people are making. It's just costing more to live. But here's the deal. Because of all these things that are happening, it is sort of starting to crash the housing market. We're seeing it right now. We're seeing prices definitely start coming down. And the result is making it more affordable for people. So you got to ask yourself, well, okay, that's good. That's great. Now, is that good enough for me to jump into the market? Well, I think right now, although more people are able to buy houses, it's more affordable for them. I think people are still spooked. I think people are seeing that they could buy the same exact house that's on the market right now. They could buy it for like 10% off come January, after we see how this recession really starts to grip the economy. So with that said, I think that we're going to have more home buyer affordability and prices will drop, considerably. But in order for that to happen, unfortunately, there's going to be some big drops in the economy. The economy is going to have to shrink. A lot of young people, including myself, we don't really know what inflation really is to live in an environment of inflation. Now, I grew up in a country, for the beginning of my life that had hyperinflation, right? And that was crazy, but I was little. I didn't really know, even though, I remember my dad getting paid, and then my dad would get paid in the local currency. He would go to the corner, to the street and change his money to dollars, like basically as soon as he got paid, because that money from that job that of the local currency on Monday morning of the next week, it was going to be worth less money, because in hyperinflation prices just go up and up and up, and it's like literally a piece of chewing gum could cost you $100, and I got to see that, I got to live it. But I was little. I didn't really understand what was going on. I didn't understand economics. Now that I'm older, living in the United States, I'm starting to see high inflation. It kind of brings me back to those stories of what my parents had to go through during hyperinflation. Now, I don't believe that the United States will go into hyperinflation. If the United States went into hyperinflation, the whole world would basically unravel, right? Economies around the world would crash, and it would be like the worst thing ever. But we did see Venezuela go through hyperinflation recently, and there's these. I don't know if you guys saw basically Venezuelans making craft art, like street craft art, out of money, because money became so worthless. You have situations where, could you imagine if you had a safe and you had like $1 million of worth of that currency, but after hyperinflation, you come back 10 years later, you open up that safe, and that $1 million could be worth like literally like $1, right? And you might think like, there's no way how is that possible? That's what inflation is, guys. That's why the feds are freaking out right now. The feds are freaking out for that reason, because they know that the more money we print, the bigger hole we're digging ourselves. And right now, we need to climb out of that hole. And just think about it. Just Imagine it like this. You build a hole and now you got to climb out of it. Okay? Climbing out of a hole sucks. You're slipping, you're falling back, you're getting dirty, you're getting scratched, you're getting cut, right? It's hard, you gotta pull your body. The heavier you are, the harder it gets. And let me tell you, the United States, we're a fairly heavy, group. But that's what it means, climbing ourselves out, right? And now that Biden is he's trying to knock out student debt. Well, again, printing more money is digging a bigger hole. So it is going to suck. It's going to totally suck. But that's the problem, and that's a problem where we're in. We are in an inflation state, and it's throwing everything out of whack. I don't necessarily know how it's all going to pan out, because I think that the best thing that can happen is the Feds keep raising rates until we get that inflation down to 2%. But if the Feds keep raising the rates, we're going to go into a recession, and we're going to have high unemployment. And the problem is that what this government has done for a very long time is whenever we go into a recession, they print more money and they put more money into people's bank accounts to get out of the recession. That's what we did in '08. We like doubled our freaking our national debt, and during coronavirus we added like $10 trillion to our debt. So now what the Feds are trying to combat inflation. They're going to raise the rates. Are they going to freak out when we do go into a recession environment, right? Are they going to say like, oh crap, now we're going to have to give the unemployment insurance to a bunch of people and do the extensions, print more money, which is the reason why we're in this mess to begin with. The best thing is to think that, the future might not be that bright for the next 5 years. That's probably the best way to look at it. And we need to stop looking at like, how do we gas the economy more? Because again, it's why we're in this problem, right? Everyone wants growth, but when you grow too fast, it creates a lot of problems, and we are seeing that in the housing market. But yet, we don't learn our lesson, because everyone wants to win. I need to get that Ferrari. I need to get the Lamborghini now. I need to make more money, and people just kind of lose sight. And we need to this is why I love housing, because the housing market is long term. It's steady, right? You buy a house, you're building memories, you're building wealth, you're building generational wealth. But you're building memories, right? You're building family units. You friends come over. People love their house, right? So it's much more than just a number. I love it when people sit there and say like, oh my God, the housing market's on fire, man. My house is now worth $300,000 more. I'm like, okay, so what? Why, are you gonna sell right now? No way, I'm not gonna sell. I'm like, so what does it matter? You shouldn't even sell anyways. You should keep a house forever and pass it down. So it doesn't really totally matter how much it goes up, unless you're in the market of buying it at that moment, right? Or you have to sell for whatever reason. But that's what I'm saying. I would never look at Tesla stock like that. If I buy Tesla stock and it's up, guess what? I'm selling. Oh my God, Tesla stock is up. I'm selling as quickly as possible, because then I'm going to wait for it to come down and I'm going to buy when it's low again. But housing is not like that, right? I can't just sit there and be like, oh, my house is up, $200,000. Let me just sell my house and buy another house. No, it doesn't work like that, because the other house I want to buy is probably going to be expensive too, because if the market is hot, the entire neighborhood is going to be hot, right? So very different. Housing is very, very different, and it has to be seen very different. And right now, unfortunately, we're in a huge bubble, and it's going to cause some serious problems. Let's just see how it all pans out. I'm looking to buy more properties come the crash. So that's what I'm kind of focusing on, is building up that down payment. And because I think in my opinion is that in the next year to 2 years, we're going to have an amazing buying opportunity. So we're just gonna have to stay put and see how it all pans out. Now, I just wanna say to everyone who's been watching my videos and supporting my channel, thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to me. And thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the likes. It's really overwhelming and amazing. If you're new to my channel and you like what I have to say, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button and go ahead and like and leave a comment. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.